Yes, good morning, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and all the viewers of the Izexon Amido YouTube Sports Updates. Ladies and gentlemen, and my followers, that is a blessing to have you all. That is in your respective countries, wherever you are living from. Fans and all the football fraternity, yesterday, Arsenal was playing, that is their game 34, up against Crystal Palace, that is in the London Derby, at their home stadium, which is the Emirates Stadium, and this game turned up to end, that is in a draw, that was 2-2. And wrapping it up, it meant that Arsenal has finally surrendered, that is the trophy, to Liverpool Football Club. Reason being that Liverpool right now, they just need 1 point to secure, that is the Barclays Premier League. With so doing, Arsenal will be concentrating, that is for maintaining second position after they are ahead of Manchester City by only 6 points. With 4 games remaining, that means anything can happen if at all they don't win, that is their next fixtures. But to sum it up, that is game 34 as for Arsenal and Crystal Palace ended up, that is in a draw. Wrapping it up still, the previous game up against Arsenal and Crystal Palace, Arsenal thumped Crystal Palace 5 goals. That was in the first encounter in the first round. However, this time, after Crystal Palace conceding, that is 10 goals in the previous 2 games, they managed to bounce back, that is in the London Derby, to showcase a moment of brilliance, coming back, that is whenever Arsenal was leading them, to level it up, that was 2-2. The talking point was the beauty of the goal scored by French sensational striker, that is Jean-Philippe Mateta, 26 years of age, who is turning to be one of the talking points, that is in Premier League and even at the global scene. Yesterday, still on the game of Arsenal, as I termed it up, that Arsenal finally gave up, that is the Premier League. The big point is that old boy, that is Eddie Nketiah, started ahead of Jean-Philippe Mateta, reason being that his departure at Arsenal Football Club, which is his childhood club, wasn't all that in good mood. So the coach managed to give him, that is Oliver Grassiner, managed to give him this game, at least to showcase some moments, to showcase his former paymasters, that despite of him being sent away from Arsenal Football Club, at least he had something to add, that is on the plate. More so when Arsenal has been struggling with strikers. I remember the likes of Kai Havertz got injured, the likes of Gabriel Jesus got injured, and Mikel Merino, that is the midfielder, is sitting in, that is in the absence of the strikers. Some of the talking points, Arsenal has been hit by many injuries. Remember earlier on, the absence of big man himself, that is Kai Havertz, who turned up to be their main prolific striker, having netted before his injury, he had, that is 9 goals. The likes of Gabriel Jesus, despite of him having a poor start, that is the Premier League, there are moments when he had tried also to shine. However, because of injury, he managed to be sidelined. Besides that, their star man, that is Bukayo Saka, got some injury and was out for 3 months and around 11 days. That's roughly 101 days, meaning that they missed him. I'm talking up some of the key points that could have made Arsenal to slide away, that is from the Premier League title. Reason being, the Premier League hasn't yet been given out, but in a layman's language, we all very well know that no one can stop Liverpool Football Club with that margin that they have, a margin of 12 points away, that is from Arsenal Football Club, meaning that Liverpool currently have 79 points, Arsenal have 67 points. We have 4 games remaining. Liverpool just need only 1 point, that is to clinch the Premier League title mathematically. In the previous 2 seasons, there has been, that is a big battle between, that is the top 2 Premier League contenders. Remember, even last season, Arsenal was shy of Manchester City by just only 2 points. The previous one, still Manchester City took the title 5 points away from Arsenal Football Club. But the previous season, that was last season, turned up to be one of the most enticing seasons. I can compare it to the season of during Liverpool's reign, battling it out with Manchester City, when Liverpool managed to finish second below Manchester City by twice, by just a single points. And even the time of the 2011-2012 season, when Manchester City and Manchester United battled it out until the last game, and that is Manchester City managed to win by the goal difference. This season, it hasn't been all that competitive. I think the only competition is in the battle for European football between number 3, number 4, number 5, number 6, and even number 7, where the gap is just by 3 points separating, that is, all those top 60 teams who are fighting, that is, for European football. But to the fans of football, I think this Premier League, we haven't gotten all that much competition compared to the previous season, because it has taken quite a long time. I remember the last time when Manchester City took the Premier League away from Manchester United, that was around the 2018 season, with a difference of around 18 to 20 points. I think in the previous 6 seasons, that is the biggest margin. But this time, the margin is 12 points, but we expect it to grow even higher. Reason being that Arsenal has finally given away, that is, on the Premier League, and their biggest concentration is currently, that is, in the UEFA Champions League. To my fans, that is in the entire world. Arsenal has never won, that is, the Champions League, having come, that is, next to the title. That was in the 2005-2006 season, beaten by Barcelona. That was 2-1, when they had earlier on gotten, that is, the upper advantage. Since then, Arsenal only managed to play, that is, the semi-final. The rest have been quarter-finals, round of 16s, and even failing, that is, to progress even in at the round of 16, and even failing even to feature, that is, in the group stages. However, under the stewardship of Mikel Arteta, I think this is a somehow more different Arsenal team. Reason being, it is full of resilience, full of world-class players. Despite the fact that they haven't yet gotten a world-class striker, I think it's the key point why Arsenal in the previous 3 seasons has failed, that is, produce the Premier League title that they last won. That was in the 2006, that was in the 2003-2004 season, during the invisible period, when they went, that is, the entire season unbeaten. Still wrapping up, that is some of the key reasons why Arsenal missed out the trophy. Key players likes of Ricardo Calafiori, who had been brought, that is, to increase or to cement up, that is, the defense, have been sometimes on and off because of injuries. The likes of Julian Timber, but we could not find in their presence their full potential. Gabriel Magalhaes, who has been a pivotal point, that is, in the defense, one of the top scorers, that is, for Arsenal Football Club, also this season, has been so influential. That is this Brazilian defender. Ever since he got the injury, I think Arsenal has kept on conceding many goals. I remember yesterday, Arsenal leading, that was 1-0, later on being leveled up, again leading through, that is, Trossard, and again being leveled up in the 83rd minute. This hasn't been the good case or the bad case with Arsenal Football Club, but I think the defense is somehow alarming after the exit of Gabriel Magalhaes. Some of the pivotal performers, that is, in the Arsenal team, has been, that is, William Saliba, that is the French sensation, has been so instrumental, more so in his partnership with the Brazilian, that is, Gabriel Magalhaes. But ever since the departure or the absence of Gabriel Magalhaes because of the injury, even William Saliba is no longer solid as he used to be. That means the partnership is getting out, more so with the likes of Jacob Okiwio, is not the same like what he reflects when he's having, that is, Gabriel Magalhaes, because of their good communication that they always have, that is, in the defense, thus meaning that David Raya is currently liable to conceding goals. So, wrapping it up, I think those are some of the key reasons why Arsenal has missed out, that is, on the Premier League. However, in the tournament games, more so in the Champions League, the performance has been sensational. I give credit that to the midfielders, the likes of Thomas Partey, who hasn't been injured more often, that is in this season. The likes of Declan Rice has been very instrumental, that is in the Arsenal midfield. The likes of Odegaard isn't the same Odegaard we had some 2 seasons ago, but because of his passing masterclass, that is in the midfield, has been pivotal, that is to Arsenal's success in the Champions League, where they will be awaiting to play, that is PSG, on the 29th of this month at the Emirates Stadium. So putting all those factors together, I think Arsenal this time hasn't been all that very instrumental in the fight that is for the Premier League, and we hope maybe they have some other season to come, if at all they are to win, that is the Premier League. After Manchester City starting on a high note and later on deteriorating in performance, I thought that it is time for Mikel Arteta to represent that is the Premier League. However, Liverpool also managed to rise to the occasion under their big man, that is Arne Slot, and they are currently topping the table. Sorry to the fans of Arsenal Football Club, but also appreciation to your performance, that is in the Premier League. Reason being that you are the only English team that is still in participation in the Champions League, and because of your performances, it's one of the reasons why the English Premier League has been added, that is another slot to participate, that is in the Champions League come next season, where the English Premier League will be taking, that is 5 teams. But to the fans of football, I think wrapping it up, those are some of the key reasons why Arsenal hasn't again produced, that is the Premier League. But we hope next season you can fight